Part of being a die-hard sports fan is getting your heart broken. And nothing is more heartbreaking than watching your team start off the season strong, only to completely fall apart week after week and finally miss the playoffs. It's tortuous, yet we keep tuning in every Sunday like an addict waiting for their fix. Here this week, we're taking a look at some of the teams that started off hot, then broke their fans' hearts. Let us know in the comments if we missed out on any team that crushed your dreams of a championship after starting off the season hot. Number 10, the 1970 Denver Broncos. The 1970 Denver Broncos did not carry high hopes into the start of the season. They had just gone 5-8-1 in the previous year and were just looking to not be as mediocre as they were in '69. Surprisingly, the Broncos ended up winning 4 out of their first 5 games on the season, beating a rookie Terry Bradshaw, who the Steelers took with the first pick in the draft that spring. What followed after that could only be described as a colossal meltdown, with Denver losing 8 of their next 10 games and tying one to match their record from the previous season, posting another 5-8-1 production in back-to-back years. Their lone bright spot came from their Hall of Fame running back Floyd Little, who led the AFC in rushing yards that season, becoming the first year to lead his conference in that category for a last-place team. I'm sure he's proud of that fact. Number 9, the 1996 Kansas City Chiefs. The '96 Chiefs were fresh off a league-high 13-win season and had their eyes locked in on a Super Bowl appearance for the 3rd time in team history. Their quarterback Steve Bono, no relation, looked locked and loaded following a Pro Bowl season in '95, his first as a starter after backing up Hall of Famer Joe Montana in both San Francisco and Kansas City. Bono paired with former Super Bowl MVP running back Marcus Allen and a stellar supporting cast were championship favorites heading into the '96 season, and they played like it, at least in the beginning. They won their first 4 matchups, including a nail-biter against division rival Denver Broncos. Unfortunately for Chiefs fans, they finished 5-7 over their next 12 games and missed the playoffs for the first time since 1989. Number 8. The 1993 New Orleans Saints. In 1993, the New Orleans Saints were still playing in the NFC West division alongside the San Francisco 49ers, Los Angeles Rams, and somehow randomly the Atlanta Falcons. It wasn't until 2002 when the Saints finally joined their current division, the NFC South, where they've dominated with 7 division titles, the most out of any other team in it since. Their 1993 season followed an impressive 12-4 output in '92, but faced new challenges with their quarterback leaving in free agency during the summer. Wade Wilson, their new starter under center, silenced any potential doubters while leading the Saints to a surprising 5-0 start to kick things off strong before their bye week. Wilson and the Saints' honeymoon phase came to a screeching halt after that, as New Orleans only managed to win 3 more games for the rest of the season. Life was hard in the Big Easy for the first-year starter Wade Wilson. His performance on the field got so bad that the Superdome cheered when he went down with an injury during a Monday Night Football game against the New York Giants in Week 16, inspiring a heated post-game press conference from head coach Jim Mora.
Some sick people. Mentally sick. I thought it was horrible, disgusting, embarrassing, shameful. It stunk.
Mora's tirade and the 5-0 start were the only impassioned moments from that season for the Saints, as they missed the playoffs for the first time in 4 years. At least they drafted Hall of Fame tackle Willie Roaf that season. You remember Willie Roaf, right? Number 7. The 2002 San Diego Chargers. The early 2000s San Diego Chargers boasted some of the most fun moments to watch on live television, with superstar LaDainian Tomlinson and quarterback Drew Brees spearheading their offense and Pro Bowler Junior Seau manning the defense. The 2001 Chargers team had yet to find their footing, however, and went 5-11 in now Hall of Famer Tomlinson's rookie season. Fast forward to 2002, LaDainian, or LT, was coming off a rookie year campaign, and the organization possessed 4 returning Pro Bowlers on their defense to pair up with the first-year starter, Drew Brees. Expectations were starting to bubble, and the Chargers answered strongly. They won their first 4 games and went 6-1 in their first 7 heading into a bye week, emphatically putting San Diego on the map as a serious contender to win the AFC. What followed after their bye week, however, completely erased anyone's thoughts that the Chargers could be Super Bowl champs that season. The team went on to lose 7 of their next 9 games, still leaving them at an improved 8-8 from the previous season, but the steep drop-off in play forced them out of the playoffs once again for the 7th straight year. What's most depressing, though, is that there are children walking around who never knew Drew Brees even played for the Chargers. What a shame. Number 6. The 2016 Minnesota Vikings. Losing your starting quarterback and all-time great running back at the start of the season just sucks. There's no other way to describe it. That's exactly what happened to the Minnesota Vikings by week 1 of the 2016 season. Quarterback Teddy Bridgewater went down with an ACL tear and dislocated knee in a non-contact play during a team practice in the summer, and Adrian Peterson tore his meniscus in his right knee during the Vikings' home opener against division rival Green Bay Packers. That right there absolutely sucks. What didn't suck were the first 5 games of their season, where Minnesota posted 5 wins and no losses. They also won all of their preseason games too, but no one really cares about that. The bye week after that, though, must have killed all their momentum because they lost their next 4 and only won 3 of their last 7 games to even out an 8-8 record at the end of the season. On the bright side, they drafted Pro Bowl running back Dalvin Cook out of Florida State in the next year's draft in an effort to replace Peterson, who decided to leave the team after the end of the 2016 season. Those are not easy shoes to fill for Cook. Number 5. The 1995 St. Louis Rams. After spending the past 48 seasons in Los Angeles, the Rams relocated to their new home of St. Louis following the 1994 season, in which they won a dismal 4 games to pair with their 12 losses. 1995 marked the first out of 25 football seasons that the Rams would spend in St. Louis, eventually winning a Super Bowl in 1999 with a team referred to as the greatest show on turf for their record-breaking high-flying offense. In 95, however, they were miles away from dominating the NFL, and were simply looking to improve their mediocre record from the year before. They started out a scorching 4-0, all road games, including a 31-10 blowout against the first-year expansion team Carolina Panthers. The team went 5-1 in their first 6 games and looked poised to make a real splash in the NFC, until they ran into the defending champions San Francisco 49ers and Super Bowl MVP Steve Young's backup, Elvis Grbac. Don't even know how to pronounce that name, who, yes, that's a real person. Grbac and the 49ers throttled the Rams 44-10, which proved to be a beating St. Louis could never recover from, as they lost 7 of their last 9 games on the season and missed the playoffs for the 6th consecutive year. Till this day, you still can't say the name Elvis Grbac in the city of St. Louis without the fear of someone sticking you right in your grill. That's not true. Nobody remembers that guy. Number 4. The 2009 Denver Broncos. 2009 marked the Denver Broncos' first season without head coach Mike Shanahan since 1994, an era in which they won 2 Super Bowls with him at the helm and John Elway under center. Now, former Patriots offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels has taken the reins as head coach for Denver, and everyone except for the Broncos' starting quarterback Jay Cutler was excited about it. Cutler requested a trade in the spring of 2009 after rumors started floating around that McDaniels was going to swap the Pro Bowl QB out somewhere anyways. So in April, the front office struck a deal that sent Cutler to Chicago for quarterback Kyle Orton and a few first-round picks. Orton responded to the call by leading the Broncos to 6 straight wins to kick off the 2009 season, including an overtime victory against their head coach's former New England Patriots. Spirits were high riding into their Week 7 bye, but the time off proved to crush their momentum they began their year with. They proceeded to lose 4 straight, then win 2, then finally lose 4 in a row again to match their 2008 season's record of 8-8. They missed the playoffs for the 4th straight year, but at least managed to beat Cutler's Bears team record that year of 7-9. Number 3. The 2008 Buffalo Bills. It had been 8 long, cold years without a playoff berth for the Buffalo Bills, the longest such stretch in franchise history. The days of Jim Kelly and Bruce Smith terrorizing the league and leading those Bills teams to 4 straight Super Bowls were far gone, and Buffalo fans were just looking for some glimmer of hope to hold on to in the freezing winters in upstate New York. The 2008 season was the first time in a while those fans felt any sort of heat, as the Bills went a startling 4-0 in their first 4 matchups, led by second-year running back Marshawn Lynch and quarterback Trent Edwards. Unfortunately for Buffalo, Edwards went down with a concussion in Week 5, and the former Stanford Cardinal nor the Bills could ever seem to recover. He threw more interceptions than touchdowns after coming back, and his team only went on to win 3 of their last 12 games of the season, despite a strong performance from Lynch on the year. It's not easy living in Buffalo, and it's even worse when the pro team misses the playoffs 9 times in a row, which they successfully accomplished after the 2008 season and wouldn't break the streak until 2015. Ouch. Number 2. The 2012 Arizona Cardinals. It had been a while since the Arizona Cardinals flirted with a playoff appearance, so when they started off their 2012 season 4-0 with an upset of Tom Brady and the New England Pats, people were surprised. They had just gone 5-11 the year prior, and nearly matching their win total just a quarter into the season had fans cautiously excited for a potential change in attitude. What happened next, however, matched the preseason expectations a little more closely. They lost 11 of their next 12 games, including a 9-game losing streak, which resulted in a not-so-shocking firing of their head coach, Ken Whisenhunt. In Whisenhunt's defense, his team had one of the worst offensive lines in football and a QB depth chart of Kevin Kolb, Brian Hoyer, Ryan Lindley, and John Skelton. That doesn't necessarily scream championship season, but it did inspire fans to sport paper bags over their head during home games. The true mark of the bottom of the barrel in pro sports. Number 1. The 1961 Dallas Cowboys. 1961 marked the second season ever for the Dallas Cowboys as member of the National Football League, and as to be expected, they were not yet close to finding their footing as contenders for the championship trophy. In 1960, their inaugural season, they were unable to win a single game over the course of the then 12-game schedule, posting an overwhelmingly mediocre record of 0-10-1, only tying the New York Giants in the 10th game of the year. The 1961 Dallas Cowboys were already better than the 1960 team after just their first game, a win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. They started the season well above expectations, winning 3 of their first 4 games and blowing out the Minnesota Vikings twice. The Cowboys cooled off quickly, however, and only managed to win just 1 more game the rest of the season. They finished their second year ever with a record of 4-9-1, the tie going against the Washington Redskins in Week 10. Unfortunately, we didn't have Stephen A. Smith back then to troll these Cowboys.